Hello and welcome to part 4 of Eternal Deck's solo play story mode. Just like our last couple videos, let's do a quick recap. So stage C was our previous video, which was not the finest hour. We only scored 2 points out of possible 8, and both of those came from stars. So we do have 2 more potential unlocks. Still have only spent 3 of our stars, so we still have quite a few left. We sadly also only stored 2 out of the 3 possible cards, so we did miss out on 5 points there. So not looking so hot. We're about to do stage D, Gatekeeper. Hopefully we can make up some ground that we lost from stage C. Now with this being the Gatekeeper stage, we do need to collect the 4 keys by doing damage to the Gatekeeper through the skull cards that are going to get played on the field. And then, of course, with the solo play, we are going to need to generate the 6 jewels. We still have our beloved cat, so we could use this jewel at some point if needed. Otherwise, it is going to follow the same process flow for a normal stage D play. We have our D Eternals in play now and our field cards. So I think with that, we are ready to get started. So let's get our cards. I always seem to forget to do this at the beginning of setup. You get to watch me draw it every time. 3 cards. I did do the blue cards already though, right? Yeah, those are at the bottom. Okay, so we've got Mountain, we've got Valley, and Forest. So even numbers. Now typically with the Gatekeeper stage, because the Gatekeeper is always going to play upmost, leftmost in the row, so topmost, and usually we want that to be a higher amount of damage. So I always like to play to this row if possible. So that way this last card here we could make as a 5 to do the exact 5 damage for that first key. It can always be a little bit annoying whenever you only do like 2 or 3 damage, and then the next time you're ready to do a much bigger amount and it just gets ignored. So I always like, if I can, to make sure that the first amount of damage is 5. And looking, we have 1, 2, 3, so that's perfect. So we are going to set ourselves up for that. 2 and 3. Now the only thing we have to do is just hope that this is not a blue or a yellow skull. Actually, if it's a yellow skull, that's still fine, because then we could play an even number. We could probably unlock one of these, grab a 6, and do it there. We don't have a 6 yellow though, so actually that would be a thing. Okay, but anyway, let's flip it over. And we're going to shuffle our hands. Okay, I guess there are worse times for that to come out. So we're going to take all the cards, give them a shuffle. A couple more seconds. And that's good. Start with, so you always start with Golem Alpha and then go clockwise from there. And looks like pretty good mix-up of colors. Well, except they got all the reds down there. Okay. Well, let's see here. I think we still want to leave this space open for a potential skull. Hopefully we get a green or red. So for now, let's start working on one of the middle rows. If we do evens, depends on how much we want to wait. We could wait for a skull to go here and another skull to end up there. So leave some space. So let's do that. Let's do the 4 green. We want to make sure we keep some of our high evens. So, and our potential options for which skull color might come out. Because if yellow, we have the yellow 4. So maybe we save it in case the yellow 4 comes out. Which means we can't put the yellow 2 here. So maybe we put a number down below. Let's draw back up. But we also have to remember we're running out of cards. So we do need a deck at some point. Let's do the 1. Well, the 1's always good to save for Mountain. Because this doesn't go away. It always stays as Mountain. Let's do that. And as a reminder, this is another stage where we want to store rare cards. So we want to consider and remember that when we get some rare cards, what we'll do. Poor Vampire's probably going to lose another one of his cards. But we'll see. We'll see how that plays out. Let's flip that over. We come over here. We're going to do the 2 red. And we'll flip that. The gatekeeper takes their turn, and it's green. So we have the green 5, which is perfect. So now I go here. We want to save the yellow 4. But if we do the 5, it'll reset this row, which means he most likely would play his skull down there. So let's wait one more turn to do that, which means we can only play this down here, which is fine. We got to make sure we're not going to run out of time, though. I could find the way to get the 3 here if they were to put, they have a 4 and a 5. That's not going to work. Is that going to be a problem? No, because they're going to play down here. They'll play the 1, even though I wanted to hold that. I think it's fine. Okay. They are going to have to play to the bottom row. They'll play the red 5. And then we need to make sure we don't block green. Red, yellow, I think Medusa. Seems a bit early to grab Medusa for the rare ability since we're not close to touching that. But not being able to play yellow cards, I think, is worse than red cards. So let's take Medusa. And flip 1, clear these. Take this off and flip a new one. And we've got Lake. Okay, that was their turn. So now Gatekeeper goes. We have red. It can't go there, which means it goes here. So that can be any number we want it to be. And now we're back up here. So now we need to realize we have to play to the river. I mean, I guess that's not true. I could play... Oh, but then I'm wasting that 3 damage. Because I'm about to do the 5 right here. And like I just said, I don't want to do anything that's not 5. What am I talking about? This can go here. Perfect. We're missing out on the yellow skull 1, but that's okay. We got Medusa, who has yellow skull. We also couldn't play reds anyways, so we can't even do that if we wanted to. They only have 1 card left. How are we going to get them a deck? We're going to spend Golem Beta's disc to pass any number of cards. That's a yellow, so yellow can't go there. We could actually get Barong, which will allow same colors next to each other. 2 cards of the same color can be next to each other. So let's do that. And we're going to also pass, I think we'll keep the blue, because blue is the next one in rotation here. We're definitely passing the 2 yellow. They're going to get a new deck. They will be getting a new deck. So I don't necessarily think we need to pass the card. So let's leave it at that. And then now they're going to take their turn. They're going to play this, which is going to do 5 damage, which gets us our first key. These will clear, which I'm going to put the Gatekeeper cards off to that side. And all of these over there. And we said we're going to take Barong. So now we have the boon of 2 cards of the same color can be next to each other in the field. Let's slide this over. And we need to... No, we did that already. That stays. Okay. So that's cool. Allows us to play our yellow here. We still can't play reds. But he actually has one of his turns is going to be to generate 2 of the same number, which will cover up Medusa's curse for us. That's also another thing, too, with Stage D. You never want to revive one of your D Eternals as the first Eternal, because it guarantees you're going to lose that ability. We are going to lose this ability at some point. Once we get to the purple cards in the deck, he will generate the 3 of the same number, and we'll cover up, assuming I don't generate it first and choose it to go somewhere else. Something to consider. But I definitely want him to trigger this one and cover up Medusa so I can save some cards from that. Okay, so we're up to Gamma. I think we'll do the 4 down here. Start that row and do 4 damage down to 16. They draw back up. Gatekeeper takes their turn, and it is now blue, which will go here. So we'll have to do the 1, probably the 1 point of damage. Could do the 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Wouldn't be the end of the world if we did 3. That would take us to 13. It's an option. Definitely an option. But right now... Oh wait, we couldn't play red cards. But it came from them, so they're going to spend their disc to ignore curses. Did it again, and I love that ability so much. Okay. Let's do this. Which again, we can have. So, even numbers that are not the same next to each other, though. So let's take these out. This is coming over here. This is going to go away. We are considering playing 3s, 4s, 1s, 6s. So nothing to do with any of those numbers. We don't have any purples. The vampire's the smallest deck, though. We probably don't want to grab his. Ghost could be a good one to grab now while everyone's got a pretty full deck. That way we can actually use that ability of being able to draw a card off the top of the deck pretty usefully. So I think we'll grab that. And we got a rare, which we might consider just storing. It doesn't need to be the next turn, but probably we'll do that with this guy. But that is everything here. So now we have cave, so we're descending in the middle row. And we are up over here. We have to make the decision. Do we want to put a 3 here? Do we want to go crazy and put a 4 here? Let's see, if we did a 4, which would be the blue, we'd then have to jump to a 6 currently with what we have. So 6, 7, 8, 9, which we don't have any 7s, so probably not the best idea to go to 4. We might want to do 3. We also need to keep in mind blue skulls are going to start coming from Barong's deck, so we don't want to spend these blue cards too crazy without playing the skulls down first. So obviously this is a blue skull, so we need to do something with the blue skull. I think we'll do the 3. I'm really considering that 1 though, because I do 1, that leaves us with needing to do 5. If we do 3, it's just, it's 6 one way, half a dozen the other kind of thing at this point from the position away from the key, especially because I'll be drawing blue skulls. It gives me more opportunity where I want it to go. I could potentially get this 6 down there. So let's just do the 3, give ourselves the most opportunity here. Brings us down to 13, and that is their turn. And we'll flip that over, and now we have a blue skull. So I think we'll put that blue skull here, and then they'll play their 6. Well, actually, no, we only need to do 3 damage. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Because they're going to take a turn, which, depending on what skull they put out, I think they still have red? No, that was the red from them. That was the blue. The yellow. Why can't I remember? Yes, they still have the yellow skull left. So that could also be a yellow. All right, anyway, it most likely would go here then. We have nothing we can play there. So not much to do. I think we actually just play this. Well, no, he's about to do 2 of the same number. Well, we could do the 1/9 and cover this up. Let's do that. Do we want to do the just yellow or the yellow-blue? Let's do just the yellow. Always good to keep ourselves the flexibility with 2 colors. So we're going to do that. Cover up the ghost and refill. And now Gatekeeper takes a turn. And there we go. They generate the 2 of the same number. And they always go leftmost, which covers up Medusa. Now the thing is, even if we wait until the 3 of the same number covers him up, we might have to do it just because we need to, if we want to get this star, we're going to need to cover up Barong. But we might do this ourselves covering something else up, and then on our own time, when we want to cover it up, we could. But that's planning way far ahead. And as you saw, stage C sort of took us for a ride, so this is probably going to also take us for a ride. Anyway, I think I'm going to just store this rare, because again, I keep waiting till too late, I think, and that's why I forget about them. So we're just going to do it now, so we do not have to worry about it. And we'll draw back up. All right, well, that means I think we should still put the skull here because it has to be blue. So we may as well do that. Flip a new card. Okay, so no curses, just our same colors next to each other. Which actually means we probably could have put the 4 here. Probably should have done that. It's fine. I'm just going to do... We said the 6 is going to be overkill. We have no way to do 3 points of damage right now. Let's do... We can't do the green till we do this blue, though. I mean, I think we just do it. Take your opportunities while you got them, right? So we'll do 6 blue, which will do the 3 damage we need, get us our key, resets that, and that's it. We draw back up. Gatekeeper takes a turn, which is going to be the yellow skull. We just drew a 4, so we'll put the 4 there. So that is hunky-dory. We've got some purples. We're going to get more blue skulls. We need a green, which we've got plenty of green. A yellow, which that's technically a yellow. Just wondering if I end up spending one of these purples instead. We're looking pretty good on cards. They're the lowest, so we need to consider getting them something. Red, blue, green, yellow, red. It would have to be a red here. Which Medusa does not have. She doesn't have purples either. We certainly don't want to play to this middle row with 2s and 3s. So we have to play to the lake. So if we do the 3, the yellow could be the 1. I think that's what we'll do. Let's hold the 3. Well, this could be any number for curses. Or generating a jewel. I was trying to think about keeping these for potentially 3 of the same number. I know he doesn't have another 3, but in case I got one. Anyway, let's do the 2. We've got 2 other 2s out here. So do that. Draw back up. Now they're up. We have one more thing before they place their 4. I'd kind of like to dig for those blue skulls. Blue skulls here. I'm considering spending this to pass cards so that they draw more at the end of their turn. We have a 9 that could go here. Do we have any blue 8s? We have a blue 8 in Medusa's deck that hasn't been drawn or played. So I like that potential prospect. So we need to get the skull, the blue skull here before they get the 8 to play it. So let's spend our disc. Seems pretty early to spend them both, but you know that's what they're here for. And I don't really know who. Well, they have less cards, but if I give them, they're not going to draw into the 8. So it's got to come here. Let's give these 2. And then by doing that, though, I leave myself with a green 2, which can't actually be played. Did I get rid of something that could be played? No, it didn't matter. I was always playing to the river. So let's do that. And draw 3. Cool. We got one of the skulls. They're up. They are playing this 4 as a yellow, doing 4 damage to 16. Medusa's ability. Maybe we do the 3 of the same number to get that rare to try and play it. Anyway, Gatekeeper's up. The 3-player card does nothing. That's true. That's actually going to be the next 2 turns. He is also going to do nothing again the next turn. So that's some good knowledge to have. Red, blue, green, yellow. That has to be yellow. It'd be good if we could fill this up. We don't know what skull. Blue skull. 9. We don't know what his would be. I'm trying to think how we can get this to do the most amount of damage. But let's see here. We got to revive something before we can even spend the 3 of the same number. Let's do the thing we said we we're going to do, though. Put the 9 here so that they're blue. Do we want the yellow 9? Because they still don't have the blue 8. I'm just thinking the purple 9 could be better for when there's 2 purple skulls in the second half of the deck. Saving that for a potential 9 could be quite good. But if I don't play this, what am I playing? Probably nothing. I can't have a purple here because I'm allowed to have 2 of the same color next to each other, even though it normally isn't allowed to have 2 purples. So I could do this 3 down here, saving us that yellow. And then I could put well, the red's a 3, so I couldn't do the red. We don't have any reds. So it might be a second. We don't want to play rares to the board. We have to store them. So I don't think we want to set ourselves up for that. But those are all the purple cards we currently have. We don't have anything else. The 2, 3, 9's all we got. All right, let's just do it. Let's do it. I have 4 cards. I don't draw. That's going to be a blue skull. Now they're running pretty low. We need them to do the yellow card here. Suppose we... No, we definitely don't want to do that. What am I talking about? That'd be a 1. That's horrible. Right? Red, blue, green, yellow. Okay. Gatekeeper's turn, which we know is do nothing. And don't necessarily need to finish the row. I think maybe I pass this card to them, right? Because we've got 4 more in our deck. With those, we have 7. They've got 5. We did draw the 8 blue, so that's good. We've got that. And we don't know what card's coming next. I think I'm going to pass. So give a card to a teammate, and we'll give them the 3. We don't draw up since we have 3. Do we play another blue skull? Let's see. We could get a 6 here. A 6, an 8, a 9. We have that. Let's see. If we did the 6, we could make it the blue, which is the blue skull. We already played the 6, though. Never mind. 6 green. So that's not going to work. We could, let's see, if we get these, they've got a 6 blue. I don't want to get stuck having too many skulls on the board. But we have to play them somehow, some way, because skull cards can't be played to the river or used to generate jewels. So you got to put them on the board. Right now, there's nowhere else for them to go, so it's got to be the blue skull. They only have 3 cards left, actually. And that other card is their blue skull. I think actually we should pass the 3 red to them. That just happened last turn, so we'll say that's what we did. But I'm going to put the blue skull here. We can have colors next to each other. I'm just going to keep reminding myself and you that that's possible. And then they're up. We're going to play the 8. Do I want to do it there, though, or do I want to do it here? No, let's do it there. Okay, we're going to do 8 damage, which takes them down to 8. We just need to do a 3. They draw back up. And now it's the Gatekeeper's turn. That is blue skull. That's unfortunate. We need to stop having blue. That's going to hold us back for a little bit. I can't do same numbers next to each other till we get Kyubi. So I can't play a 4. Do we do 3 different colors? We can't. I'm talking about I can't do any jewels. I can, but I don't want to. They're going to play the red down below. The only thing I can do is play the 4 here. 3 and 2. We've got 3 and 2, so actually that's not too bad. Let's do that. 4 damage gets us our key. That's great. One thing to point out as well, if I do the next 20 points of damage and I get all 4 keys, the gatekeeper just stops taking turns. I keep playing only to generate the rest of the 6 jewels. So I don't have to worry about running out to the game over card from this deck if I can manage to defeat him in time. That flips this over. And then now they're going to play their red 3, which we're just going to triple check. Red, blue, green, yellow, red. That is coming from here. And yeah, that's what we'll do. Clear these out. Get rid of that as a red gatekeeper skull. Okay, that gets rid of Lake. And middle guy is getting a new deck. We probably don't want to do Kraken because we've got a boatload of green cards. They only have yellow. They're going to be drawing another blue skull, which is very unfortunate. They only have 4 cards left. So we can't take Kraken because they need to be able to play these. They can at least make do with that. So, I mean, we also might just cover this up. So it might not be too much of a problem. Slide Kraken over. Flip this over. Draw a new card. It wasn't the blue skull. I already played 3 blue skulls. I did not count my blue skulls. I'm sure you've been here watching, realizing, oh yeah, 1, 2, and then 3 from before. Well, that's cool. Blue 2 is not helpful for this, though. Let's see. They are up. We got consecutive numbers. We need a 3 and a 2. We'll have to play the 3 first. They'll at least finish, which is good. We can't play yellows or yellow blues. We need a 5. They have a 5 blue. That's great. We need them to draw their 5 blue as soon as possible. Let's do the 8. We don't have green skulls in here. So the only reason of keeping high greens is for the 1 that comes in their deck. So let's just do that here. Gatekeeper takes a turn, and it's yellow. That's lovely. That's exactly what we needed. We come here. He has purple skulls. We're about to do, let's see, 5, 8, 9 will be fun. Well, there's no yellow skull there when we're talking about. We're at least going to do the 8. We'll be doing 13 damage, so we need to do 7 damage some other way. I think we're going to be okay on Gatekeeper damage. We're doing a slow roll of actually taking care of these. Because I'm trying, let's see, how get some points. I need to get some of these stars here. So we need to at least get 2 more Eternals. Okay, so I think we'll do the purple 3. Draw up. And I know we can't play yellows here because of the mummy. So we'll have to get that covered up. Hopefully he'll just, well, no, he'll do that. So maybe we do 3 of the same number now. Ooh, actually, that could cause a problem if he covers that up. We have no way to deal with that. That's fine. So 2 blue is currently all we could play, which we don't want to do because they need the new deck. Can't go to the bottom, can't go here. No way to generate a jewel, so there it goes. And we draw back up. They play the 2 here, 9, 8, 4, 3, 2. That is descending. We can play those colors, and this will clear. And we remove that, and I think we go with the skeleton. The 8s would be a problem. I think we're going to do... Actually, do we do Pegasus next? It would be red skulls, so then getting Vampire to have the 3 red cards. Because those out of all the cards he still has left, he does have all of those. So that could be pretty good. 2s and 8s. That 8 is going to go here once they play their 5. But it seems far enough away to where we could cover that up. I actually think they're going to spend their turn generating 3 of the same color to cover this up. The 159, we have not really been paying attention or preparing ourselves for that. We also didn't have any of the normal go-to characters. All of the Eternals aren't in this stage, so we didn't have the King, and the Minotaur was also taken out. So I'm not paying attention to that. I probably should think about that. I've got a 1 and a 9 here. The Mummy, that 5 is going to be spent here, though. Either way, whichever one they take, they have to get the other to get that rare, to be able to store both of these rares. I think we're going to do the Vampire just so that the purple isn't actually a thing. Since we don't have any purple cards, I believe at this point we've played them all. It does give them the least amount of cards, though. Who's getting this one, potentially? Maybe... Oh, if they do that, they're going to have 2 cards left. That could be bad. Alright, either way, I think we're going to stick with this. Give them that guy. That was their turn. It's Gatekeeper's turn. Oh, let's flip this over, slide these over. Okay. We don't have a green 9. So that is going to suck. We might need to consider getting a star so we can cover that up and make it a different color. And we still need to draw that 5 before any of this is even remotely taken care of. Okay, if I do this, I would get a river rare. So I would have a full hand of 3. I think I'm still going to do that. It seems crazy, but I think I need to do that because I really need to cover this up. So 3 of the same color, grabs that. These all clear. River Rare comes here. These all go away. And we flip 2 new cards. And of course that was the last card. So as I said many minutes ago, that would have been great to have to draw while our decks were full, but now it's not. Still could be helpful for those 2. Okay, we said we were going to do Pegasus. I'm really stuck on this guy right now until I draw that blue 5. We need to look into getting them something. We might have to end up playing this rare here. No, they need to play the rare at the end. Okay, let's do 1 blue. Draw up. Thank goodness, that's so good. I'm so glad that did not come at the bottom. Okay, so we're good. We'll just have to save a turn. Probably doing this 2 here. They are up. The 3 goes here. We're going to make it a different color just so that we don't use that in case we need something else to go here. Even though we've played so many freaking blues. Yep, we flip that over. Gatekeeper goes. And there's the purple. Now that we've played through all of our purples, it's okay. They still haven't done 3 of the same number jewel yet. But it's coming. It is coming. Okay, I said I was going to do the 2, which I can't do now because it would have gone there. And that needs to be purple. So I play the ability card, which makes these guys draw a card. I'm done. They're up. They play this 5, doing 5 damage. Don't draw up. They're going to play this 8, and then we're going to play the rare. So we'll have to get rid of this for a turn. That rare we said we were going to use to tuck. Man, the vampire's going to be left with 4 cards? Wild. Absolutely wild. But yeah, these 2 can't do anything currently. How likely could we get a 159? That is a real consideration we have to think about. Do we tuck one of the river rares? Like the skeleton has a 1 and a 9. Kraken has a 5 and a 9. So we could get one of those and then actually spend a rare. Like skeleton actually has a 1, a 9, and a rare. So maybe hold all of those. Oof. Either way, Gamma is up. Gamma is very unsure what they're going to do. Do we want to consider spending some stars? At this rate, we're just here to pass the stage. What's a couple points, right? Move the rightmost card in the field to the discard area. That actually could be very helpful. I could pass a card, hoping to get that heart back from the skeleton. We wouldn't have to waste the rare. We would do no damage, though, because there's no skull. I think it'd actually be better to get a star, put that here, and then play 8-9. So maybe discarding it's not that important. Draw 2 cards from the random deck. I think I'll do that, actually. So Gamma's going to spend a star and draw 2 cards from the random deck, add to your hand. We're going to do that right now. So we're going to take this random deck, give it a shuffle, and draw the top 2, give them some cards. Okay, 1, 2. Hey, we got 8 green. Would have been nice if that was the 9, but some good high numbers. We also got 9, 8 down here potentially. Okay, but that wasn't their actual turn. That was just using their disc. So now they need to do something. I think we store that rare. So I'm stuck on this turn for a while because I feel like this is a potential pivotal moment. I got a 9 from that. If I don't store that rare, the vampire already stored their other rare, so they don't have their other rare in their deck. I'm just thinking I have a 159 right now. I really think if I lose it all, it's going to be because I can't generate the 159. And if I do that now, I can get this guy and put it here and play this 8-9, assuming he doesn't generate 3 of the same number before then, which most likely he will, because that's how things go. If I don't do that, though, I'm almost certainly not storing a rare. I'm definitely not storing a rare, because they were going to get the skeleton. Can I get a 5 somewhere? Wait, the vampire has a 5. Oh, perfect. Those will stay. I'll be drawing into a 5. So now it's playing 8s, which is nothing. Wow, this is a very long turn to just end up playing to the river. But which one do we do? Green, because green skull came out and there's no greens in there. So that goes. Don't draw up. That's the thing. I'm not going to be drawing until I play these. Well, I'll store that, and then hopefully that gets used up. Anyway, let's go here. This 2 also goes down there. They're going to play this 8. Oh yeah, they had to play the river rare here anyway, so this was never an option. Okay, we're going to do that though. Does 8 damage, down to 7. They draw back up. We need to store this. So they're going to store a rare. That all 3 of their cards have been from the vampire. Which may make sense. They have the 3s, but it's funny and sad at the same time. All right, that was Gamma. So they go up. This can go here. The same colors can still be next to each other. That's a real problem. The only way to get purple cards is to complete this row. So that is kind of sucky. We do this, which does no damage, but it's going to get us a new deck. We've got a lot of reds. I think we want to take Pegasus. Make use of these reds. So we'll grab, and that allows a player to play 1 or 2 cards a turn, which is pretty good. So yes, let's do that. Make sure the only curse we have is purples, and we don't have purple, so we're good there. We'll draw those up in a second. Let's clear all of this. Lots of cards to separate. Gatekeeper cards, gatekeeper cards. That goes over here, absolutely. Okay, then these go away. And that was our deck. Draw 3 cards. We got 2 of the red skulls. And we are up here. That 9, I guess, could go here. Because we only have to do 7 more points of damage. Between all the things we've got, we could put a red skull down there. We do 8, and we're good. So I'm not too worried about that. They're going to do that as their turn. They'll do the skull. They'll put the 8. This is good. We'll do a 9. We have a 139. Does the mummy have the 5 was already played, so they were never going to do the 159. This is going to come from here pretty soon. Oh, actually, we have to make sure they draw that before we defeat them, because they stop taking turns if we defeat them. So we have to delay it till they go, which could be 3 cards it was, right? Yeah. Hopefully it's coming up soon. And point of clarification, if this does get covered up, these will stay. You are allowed to legally still play them because they were there before while this was an active boon. So like if I do somehow get purples, which the only way I can is here, I think this row is just done, I would be able to still play them next to each other. But okay, that was them playing this 9. They're going to draw up. That's cool. They might draw from here. We're running low on a lot of decks here, but we're going to do this. Gets this back. They go. Puts a red there, which is fine. We've got that. We're going to do a red down here. I think they're going to use this. No, they're just going to play this for now. Do 1 damage. Not that it matters. Grab a new card. They're going to do 8 damage, which gets us our... No, wait, no. We can't do the 8 damage. We just said that. Oh, no. That's okay. We have a 7 here. We've got ways to do damage. We're good. So where am I playing? I'm playing to the river? That seems pretty bad. I also have to be able to do this guy. But that's what we gotta do. Oh, they're gonna have 1 card after I generate the 159, though. 3 different cards. I can't use skulls, though. This is gonna be scary. Can I make red? We're just gonna spend all our stars if we can. Give a card from your hand to another golem. That is an option for them. Either way, they just played. Hopefully we get the 3 of the same number, Jewel. Oh, no. I forgot about the shuffle card. These hands are going to get shuffled. Brutal. Almost certainly the 159 is not going to be together. That might have just doomed us. All right. Can luck be on our side? Can these draw back into the 159? We will stop there, and then we'll just do a cut and see what that does. All right. Well, 379, Skull 9, Mummy card, which really I wanted that to go to them. 156. At least the 9 went here, which I do have that ability. Give a card from your hand to another golem. So I will have to spend that. And it is their turn. I am going to spend 1, pass the 9. And then I think we're going to spend another 1 and pass the 7. Just at this point, it's just another card. Wait, Pegasus. Could I get 3 different colors if I just pass the 1 for now? Let's do that, because we still have to play a card. So maybe we play the 3 here. We draw 2. Hopefully we draw a blue and a green. Nope, just reds. And one of them's a skull. Okay. I am going to get 1 star. Well, I'll get these stars. I'll get 3 stars. That's not too bad. Let's see. They're up. They're going to do the 159. We need them. We need them to draw some cards to do 3 different colors. But we still need someone to do the damage. They're going to do the damage with this to get that. So they will play this. Draw 3 cards. We need different colors. The 1 blue's already been played. There's a chance I should have a double color. Yeah, these should be red-greens. So I'll do that. The Pegasus cards. Let's see, we've got the 3 Pegasus skulls out already. The red 1. So these have to be blue or green. But if it's green, wait, 9. Just gotta make sure I see everything everywhere. The 6 is not there. So I'd have to draw potentially both. I could draw the 1 first, see what comes up. I should know what this is. Sorry, I'm trying to calculate this to make sure I do it correctly. We've got the 1, the 5, the 8, the 2 rares. It's a blue 3. So we need to draw this, which only gives them the 1 card after they generate this. I should make sure I have the right amount of turns. I'm trying to math this, but also speed through it since I don't want to make you sit here while I figure this all out. They would do this. They're going to do that. We're going to play this to stop their damage. They would then do this, and we would be done. So we wouldn't have to worry about that card. So yes, we're going to draw that, which is blue. Cool. It was only 2 cards, right? We've already got the colors we need. So let's just draw ours again. Okay, that was them using the ability card. They're now up. They're going to do a 159, which is also going to get them a rare, which will still get our 2 points for the rares currently. 159 does this, which covers up that, gets us a star, which also gets them this guy. And all these cards. Ooh, 2 of the random cards. Then it's the Gatekeeper's turn, which they finally do this. Covers that up, gets us a star, which gives them this. We're up. We're going to do the 7 damage. Wait, a 7. Oh, no. Oh, they have the 8. Okay. I almost just blew that. That has to be consecutive. Okay. But then we're going to draw the game over card. Well, no. I just make them do the damage. They stop taking turns. We've got time. Okay. We're good. We're good. We're good. We just do this. Just because they go. Because we still have 3 different colors. Red, blue, green. We do that, which is 8 damage. Gets us our final key. They stop taking turns on the very last turn. They are now up. We need to store a rare. We're going to miss another thing. It is what it is. I think we did pretty well, all things considered, though. So we'll take what we can get. That's going to come here. Gatekeeper doesn't take a turn. Just going to do that. Show we've bested him. Let's put that here. And then 7s can't be played there. Could play the 7 down here. Trying to find a way to complete this. I don't think we can push it that far. We can't, because their next turn has to be 3 different colors. That's just not an option. I did give a card to another golem. Could, but we can't play 7s. 1 could go here. I don't think this is even going to be possible, though. Because the 6 can't go here. So yeah, let's just call it. Let's do that. 3 different colors. Covers that. Oh wait, 2 cards? It doesn't matter, I have the wrong numbers. Wait a second. Wait a second. What did I even do? I didn't take their turn. Did I? They have 3 cards. What did I do? I played a white skull. I could play a second card, though. So I could play that now. I could do this, giving them a card. Allowing them to play it here. Give me more cards. I could play 1, 2. We don't have enough time with everything. Nope. Okay. We're sticking with our original guns. We're going to call it. They're playing 3 different colors. Gets us this. Gets us that. 4 keys, 6 jewels. Bam. We have successfully completed Stage D. And did a little bit better than Stage C. So that's kind of cool. Okay. So we got 3 stars. So we're going to color those in. Let's move it here so you can watch me as I do it. Ooh, that was horrible. 1, 2, and 3. That would be 3 out of 4. We have 2 hearts and 1, 2 rares. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We got a nice 7 out of 8 again. And we only tucked 2 rares. Poor Beta has only tucked 2 cards. So that is so sad. But I think that is everything for this video. So we will catch you on the part 5, the final stage E, and then we'll be able to calculate our total score, which will definitely not be 100 points. But we'll catch you on the next one.